Hello, you are all warmly welcome once again to yet another edition of the SANKOFA Shift. Here we retrieve history to build the future. We believe strongly that Ghana can and must work. We believe strongly that Africa can and must work. And convictions are lived by commitment. And that is why we do the things we do, because we are convicted based on what we see. And we have to rally behind all what we are doing. We are going somewhere. We are men and women on a mission. We are going somewhere. So not just for the fun of it. Please, as you come on board, don't forget to share the link, inform a friend, tell a brother, tell a sister, and a mate, a roommate that it is time for the SANKOFA Shift, where we have these dialogues. Please let us know also your comments. Pull in your various comments or questions or counter perspectives on all the subjects that we are sharing now. So far, we have been looking at the state-nation gap, and that is the thesis or my hypothesis for my presentation. And I have been giving evidence to back. And tonight's show, we continue with more evidence to back and substantiate the fact that Ghana is a state, but yet to be a nation. That is the whole premise of our discussion, that we are using nation here in its technical sense and not just the generic sense. And by technical sense, a nation is a binding element. The glue of every country is the nation. It is the inner, it is the substance, it is the core, it is what binds us together. Do you know that we had any information that tells you that Ghana or Africa was united as one, and it took the white man to come to us to do divide and rule, division? That person is historically unintelligent, and that person is oblivious of historical facts. Never accept the claim or any picture that seeks to present as those they said they are not Africa. Na ye nipa bako, na ye doye ho, na ye peye ho asem. The bane of Africa is when the white man came. Ano odim papemu ebreyen. It is never so. Africa was already deeply living in segregation. The white man only rode on the division and deepened it. This is very important. The white man deepened the already existing division. The white man was not the architect of division. So it is not that Africa was united. United since when? From where? At where? We were living in empires and kingdoms, and we were already combating and battling each other, making slaves of ourselves, prevailing over ourselves. The Ashantis were at war with Dangerous, and this has got nothing to do with the white man. Among ourselves, we were already having internal infighting because we were living in kingdoms and tribes and empires. Take the Ashanti Empire or kingdom, and you realize that it was bound together through the handiwork of Obriyeboa, but a greater binding was through Otumfuo Osei-Tutu the first and his dear friend Okomfo-Anokye. So he did certain things, and when we come to the historical part, we will go through all of them. But there were certain things that he did that bound the Asante spirit together. And till today, that mindset is there. And people were willing to die and shed their blood for the Asante Kingdom. The question is, today, who is ready to die for Ghana as a nation? So what was happening within Asante Kingdom is what we call nation. That is why they sometimes say that Asante or mine, nationhood. Because we are willing to die if need be to keep the system running. And then obi ye be ama or mine Ghana or drink your no obenya first and foremost. We may say Ghana first, but it is only a slogan. It is only on our lips. Or contract no more. He is not looking at what can I do to push my nation forward. He is looking at then the many womb. Should the Black Stars aye? There is no genuine organic love, because over the period, how can you constitute a team and the leadership of a team with a coach, an assistant, and technical members of about 20? What's wrong with you? Even at the Brazil crown, Sikadie, because we see it as an opportunity. Say, Charlie, woke up, a pie. And the way they mean comrade and now me see me dying. He is not looking at the fact that this is an opportunity to make Ghana proud. And many, many other things. And as I said, we will be looking at facts and figures and statistics and data on this show as we go along. The whole point is that no one is willing to die. No one is willing to pay the price. No one is willing to sacrifice when it comes to Ghana. We are still committed to our tribes. And when you take a nation, our tribes, we have the tribal nation because we are bound together by a common element. That is a tribal nation. Religion is also a nation. Political party is also a nation. Old school reunion or old boys like Amount 4 or That Dear and Co. It is also a nation. Anything that binds a group of people together around a common vision, around a common substance, that is a nation. So your old school group is a nation because you are bound together on one common premise. Your tribe is a nation. Your religion is a nation. Your political party of affiliation is a nation. The problem we have is that there are little or mini nations within Ghana. And Ghana as a single entity, we have not succeeded in procuring a common vision that as Ghana we are gravitating towards. So what we rather prefer is that we will prefer the element of attachment, or our loyalty is to our individualistic sectarian nations. In the same bio obi wa adwuma mu a na so ya santinia or hwese obefa ne nkrofo abehjem. Obi so wo adwuma mu na so oye ever or hwese obefa ne nkrofo abehjem. If the person is also coming from the northern side of our dear nation, or we have done this to our security services. And one of the things that is destroying us is partisanship. Everything has been reduced to partisanship. So our loyalty is to MPP. Our loyalty is to CPP. Our loyalty is to NDC. So we will say things like Ghana first. We will say things like Ghana beyond aid. We will say things like 24-hour economy. All these things are just for slogans. At the end of the day, the year shahane say party ehiensika. And with this, before we start pointing fingers on the big shots, I am speaking to you, the average citizen. Have we forgotten the words of Ifrimamu? Or say so maino ebeye yo se enye yo eyensen na ho se amanfo bra ene bekyere wanka se mpemfo no bra ana se akandifo no bra eya amanfo bra, the life of the citizens. That is the determining factor. Citizenship failure precedes leadership failure in every democratic setting. Get it very well. As long as the context in question is democracy, then before we point fingers at the leadership, the citizens are at fault. Because citizenship failure precedes leadership failure. And in say yesu in the sense of our citizens courting the sympathy. Mumbeshe the MPP the mumbeshe the NDC the mumbeshe the CPP the. No, we are architects of our own damnation. Anytime we have the choice to elect and appoint our leaders, the question is, what do we consider? We are architects of our own damnation. But as we say, we see a new tomorrow, and a new generation is rising, poised with certain levels of intelligentsia, and then their heart is warmed to build the nation, which is to complete the unfinished task of our forefathers. So we thank them for building the state. And then we are going to build the nation. And the nation is the real deal. They built the form and then left the substance untouched. We must build the substance so that the form can have manifestations of that kind. And these are the weightier matters we are talking about. So people's attachment is to their tribe. Miya Santini, miye Ebeni, miye Nkreni, miye Dagbani ni. Enono edimitrimu tintimai echense miye Ganeni. Just imagine our love for the golden stool. Just imagine the Asante's organic drive to see that Asantemai will advance. If this same spirit is carried on the larger scale called Ghana, Ghana will change within the shortest possible time. Just imagine another nation, political parties. Look at the way the average person is willing to even die, if need be, to keep or to see his or her political party in power. And we say it with pride that me MPP ni, me NDC ni, and that media me bushafo nyina no na say mensinimu every MPP. We say it with pride. Can you also say same with pride? That me Ghanani, me Bibini. Okase me Bibini, it almost comes as a laughing stock. Even we ourselves, we play with it. Tiano beka se Bibini su ye nipo, which means that in normal Bibini ebe no. Se ye catch the boni krana onyini. What is the point? The point here is that there is so much evidence that abounds to confirm the fact that we have a state, but we are yet to build a nation. Take corruption, for instance. It is no different. Every year, the Auditor General's report will be released. And it will talk about the number of people and then the amount that they have blown unaccounted for. But some way, somehow, we will go to Public Accounts Committee and it has become just a showcasing, because at the end of the day, nobody is surcharged and pressed towards the court. And into serious matters of monumental levels, we will be just playing around it, and then the person goes, the next person comes. So year in, year out, corruption is derailing our country. Corruption is destroying our country. Sebio a one kasa business na oh yeah, will you blow such amount of money on per diem? Oko conference or Australia, will you pick all the number of people who do medi with you know now so a abansika de say enye obiesika and international cake mayen dibi na yanko. Yankasa na yes say man, we are destroying our nation, both our leaders and ourselves as citizens. It means that if we must arise and rebuild the nation. Take politics, it is the same. When you take politics, it is no different. In short, We have had several examples as I have shown to us, and many more in the days to come. The tintini ni tietie nyinaa ne say Ghana is a state, but yet to be a nation. And the onus lies on us to build the nation so that the state will be able to stand well. The foundation of every